What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Barz, and today we're going to be going over a situation that a few of my students have been having issues with. Playing in position confidently and understanding your power when you are in position. So we're going to check out a hand and break it down together. Let's go. All right, so we get a raise under the gun +1, right? We are in position with not the greatest hand in the world, right? But it is a playable hand. It's a hand that you can flop two pair with, you can flop top pair with, you know what I mean? You could flop a straight with. So you want to at least call that because the button is the most powerful position on the table, right? So you call that. If anybody behind you, the small blind or the big blind raises, you have the option to fold your hand. But if they don't raise, you get to see a flop. And we get to see a flop and end up getting one of the hands we hoped for, which was top pair. Now let's continue. So the hand gets checked to us, right? We got top pair. Put out a bet and see where you're at, right? You don't want to just check this back and try to be sneaky like you didn't hit anything. Put out a bet, a small bet, half pot or smaller, and see where you at and let the hand progress from there. If you get blasted by both of those players, now you know you can fold your hand, but see where you're at. Never check that hand back. Always put out a bet to see where you are at in the hand. Now let's continue. So this is, I believe, the spot that most of my students get uncomfortable with. You get raised by one player, another player folds. Now your head's up in the hand. And their question is, well, shouldn't I check raise to protect my top pair? No, you should shut the fuck up and understand that you have position in the hand. You call for position. Why would you check raise and give up your position? Right? If you're up against a better hand, you got cards that you can hit. Ain't no need to check raise there. Power of position. He has to act before you. Just call and see what the turn is. Now, they say, oh my God, he nearly bet pot. Maybe he has a king. I should fold. Why should you fold to one bet when he still has to act before you? You still have a great hand. Why are you folding? He still has to act before you. What range of hands do you put him on? Do you put him on ace king? Don't you think ace king a raise pre-flop? Do you put him on kings? Don't you think kings a raise pre-flop? Start thinking. Put him on a range of hands, right? What bets damn near pot on that flop? A motherfucking flush draw on that turn. A flush draw, right? A flush draw. So put him on a set of hands, a range of hands, and be confident that he has that set of hands. So if he's pushing a flush draw, there's no flush on the board. Why should you be folding? Just flat, no need to raise, and let him keep shooting. Now let's go to the river. So we get a shove on the river. And my students, some of my students will say he has to have a king. He has to have pocket jacks. He has to have queens. He has to have aces. Shut the fuck up. What are you thinking about? Those hands raised pre-flop. What are you talking about? There was no raise pre-flop. But you know what shoves that hand? A missed flush draw. Can you beat a missed flush draw? Yes, you can. No, he does. Stop putting people on hands that they do not have. Be confident in your decisions, grab your nuts, and make the fucking call. If he has anything better, God bless him. If you are my student, you collect bodies. You do not try to save somebody. You do not check raise and save somebody that's trying to kill themselves. People love to kill themselves at the poker table. Sit back, you have position, let them kill themselves. Grab your and call. Get that money. Position is power. Coach Barz. That will be $250.